the first car I bought with my own money, like my first purchase, was a Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Really?
Yes.
That's you might be the only person ever to say that. First car that I bought, Lotus Esprit.
It was pre-owned, and I was in my late 20s when I bought my first car because, as I mentioned, right out of school, I was always with a dealership, and not so much today, but back then, salespeople in dealerships and managers all had demonstrators to drive.
Right, that's right.
So I never had to go out and buy a car because I was working 70 hours a week, and they're giving me a free car.
Right.
So the last thing I was going to do was go out and buy a car I had to pay for.
Okay.
And frankly, the cars they were giving me to drive were nicer than what I could afford.
Because
they were.
You're working in a Mercedes, Audi, Porsche.
Yeah, I was generally driving a BMW 3 Series or 5 Series, and I drove a lot of Porsches, 944s, 911s. So I was always driving a car I couldn't afford anyway. So there was no point in buying a beater that I didn't have time to drive, frankly. You want to ask me what my second car was I bought?
We can go right there. I was going to ask you about that Lotus, but please, what's the second car?
Well, it's kind of related. It's also a Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Well, then you might be the only one.
This has been Jeff Stearns, Connected Through Cars.